Imagine standing in the heart of a town where the wind whispers through broken windows and the only sounds you hear are your footsteps echoing off silent, empty buildings. Welcome to Bodie, a ghost town that offers a chilling yet captivating exploration into the past. Here, the remnants of a once bustling community stand frozen in time, a stark contrast to the thriving metropolis it once was. The deserted streets, the dilapidated houses, and the abandoned shops all tell a tale of a community that once was, of dreams that soared high and then crashed, and of an era that has long since passed. As you wander these silent paths, you're greeted by the desolate beauty of decay. The wooden structures, weathered by time, stand tall against the backdrop of the vast, open sky, their faded exteriors a testament to the harsh weather conditions they've endured. The silence is almost palpable, broken only by the occasional creaking of old timber or the rustling of dry leaves in the wind. Bodie, once a prosperous mining town, was a beacon of hope for many during the gold rush era. Founded in the late 19th century, it saw a meteoric rise in population, peaking in the early 80s with over 10,000 inhabitants. This was a place lured by the promise of gold, a place where dreams of wealth and prosperity were born and nurtured. The town was a wild concoction of saloons, gambling halls, and brothels, reflecting the chaotic and lawless nature of the era. It was a place where fortunes were made and lost, where the stakes were high and the rewards even higher. Today, Bodie stands as a haunting reminder of its vibrant past. It's a place where history whispers through the winds, where every building, every piece of rusted metal, every broken window pane has a story to tell. It's a place that transports you to a time when gold was the dream and Bodie the dreamer's paradise. Bodie stands today a haunting shell of its former self, a silent testament to a time of gold, greed, and ghosts. In the heart of the Wild West, in 1877, Bodie was born, a beacon of hope and opportunity for those seeking their fortune. Nestled in the rugged terrain of California, Bodie was more than a town. It was a symbol of the American dream, a place where men and women could stake their claim and strike it rich. The birth of Bodie was marked by the discovery of gold. Rich veins of the precious metal lay hidden beneath the earth, waiting to be unearthed. This discovery set off a chain reaction, a rush of prospectors eager to stake their claim. They came in droves, their eyes filled with the glimmer of gold and the promise of prosperity. The town grew rapidly, expanding to accommodate the influx of hopeful miners and their families. By the early 1880s, the population of Bodie had ballooned to over 10,000 people. The town was a hive of activity, a bustling center of commerce and community. Streets were lined with saloons, gambling halls, and brothels. The air was thick with the sound of laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the occasional gunshot. It was a wild, chaotic time, a testament to the lawless nature of the era. But it wasn't just the promise of gold that drew people to Bodie. The town was a microcosm of the American frontier, a place where the rules of society were rewritten, where the strong survived and the weak perished. It was a place of opportunity, a place where a man could make his fortune, lose it all, and make it again. Bodie was more than a town. It was an idea, a dream. It was a place where the impossible seemed possible, where the promise of a better life was just a pickaxe swing away. At its zenith, Bodie was a bustling hub of activity, a town alive with the promise of gold and the harsh realities of frontier life. But beneath the glittering promise of gold, a darker side of Bodie was festering. In the heart of the Wild West, Bodie was a town on the edge of law and order. As the gold rush fever infected the minds of fortune seekers, Bodie bloomed into a town of chaos and vice, a place where the rules were made by those who dared to break them. The town's saloons were teeming with life, filled with the raucous laughter of miners, the clinking of glasses, and the intoxicating scent of whiskey. Here the weary gold diggers sought solace in the bottom of a bottle, drowning their sorrows and celebrating their fortunes. Gambling halls were another ubiquitous feature of Bodie. The clattering sound of dice, the flipping of cards, the hopeful eyes of gamblers, they were all part of the daily spectacle. Fortunes were made and lost in these dens of chance, where the desperate gambled away their last nuggets of gold in hopes of striking it rich. And then there were the brothels. Like moths to a flame, the lonely and the lustful were drawn to these houses of ill repute. The brothels of Bodie were a testament to the town's unbridled hedonism, a place where the miners sought a fleeting escape from the harsh realities of their lives. But this unchecked revelry came at a price. Violence was a constant companion in Bodie. Gunfights were as common as the setting sun, and the town's makeshift graveyard grew with each passing day. The streets of Bodie were often painted red with the blood of those who dared to cross the wrong people. Crime was rampant, and the lawmen were outnumbered and outgunned. The town was a powder keg, waiting for a spark to set it off, and in this wild, edgy environment, the lines between the good, the bad, and the ugly blurred. This was Bodie, a town where fortune seekers and lawbreakers rubbed shoulders, a place of dreams and nightmares. As swiftly as Bodie rose, it fell. The veins of gold dried up, and with them, the lifeblood of the town. When the lure of gold brought thousands to this rugged outpost in the late 19th century, Bodie was a bustling hive of humanity. Yet, as the years rolled on, the golden promise that once breathed life into this town began to wane. The once bountiful mines that crisscrossed the landscape like a spider's web began to run dry. The miners dug deeper and deeper, their hopes pinned on every shovel of earth, but the glittering veins of gold became scarcer. The boom towns started to bust. As the gold depleted, so did the population. The miners, once drawn by the siren song of wealth, began to leave in droves. The saloons, once filled with raucous laughter and the clinking of glasses, grew quiet. The gambling halls, the brothels, the stores, all began to close their doors one by one. The families who had put down roots, who had built lives in this town, found themselves in a slowly dying community. The children who once played in the dusty streets moved away, seeking futures elsewhere. The old-timers, the ones who had seen Bodie in its heyday, watched as their town crumbled around them. By the early 20th century, Bodie was a ghost of its former self. The buildings stood empty, the streets deserted. The once thriving community had been reduced to a handful of residents clinging to the memory of better days. The town was declared officially deserted in 1942, a relic of a bygone era. In the end, the streets of Bodie fell silent, the echoes of laughter and gunfire replaced by the whispering wind. The boom had busted, the gold was gone, and the town was abandoned. But the spirit of Bodie, the memory of its golden age, still lingers, a ghostly reminder of the fleeting nature of fortune. Today, Bodie stands as a ghost of its past, a monument to a bygone era. Once a bustling boom town in the throes of the gold rush, it now lies in a state of captivating stillness, preserved under the watchful eye of California state parks. This testament to the Wild West is now held in a state of arrested decay, a term coined to describe its unique preservation. Everything remains as it was, frozen in time. The saloons that once echoed with the raucous laughter of miners, the gambling halls where fortunes were won and lost, the brothels that held secrets of the night all stand silent and untouched. This eerie tranquility, however, is not devoid of life. Instead, it teems with the life of the past, whispering tales of the old days into the ears of the present. Bodie's ghostly charm has not gone unnoticed. Every year, thousands of tourists and history enthusiasts flock to this ghost town. They walk its spectral streets, peer into its abandoned buildings, and lose themselves in the palpable aura of the past. The allure, it's not just the gold or the Wild West history that draws them in, but the tantalizing tales of the supernatural. Whispers of ghost sightings and otherworldly occurrences have swirled around Bodie for years, adding an extra layer of intrigue to its already fascinating history. Phantom figures spotted in the windows of the old homes, disembodied voices echoing in the wind, and objects moving of their own accord, all contribute to Bodie's reputation as a true ghost town. Yet, despite its ghostly inhabitants, Bodie doesn't inspire fear, but rather a sense of awe and respect. It stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Wild West, a symbol of an era that, though long past, continues to resonate in the heart of America. As we leave the spectral streets of Bodie, we carry with us the echoes of its storied past, a tale of gold, ghosts, and the indomitable spirit of the Wild West.